Okay, I think we are live. So I made a video. We're going to go ahead and start talking, even though there's nobody here, because people are going to watch this after the fact. We made a video on, I think, vlog number 171 about fuel. We went into the pilot to buy fuel versus the TA. And what we did was to determine how to buy fuel. I have an apps. I can tell what the local price per gallon I pay with my Nasdaq card, and I can see what the fuel tax rate is for each state. So you have to have a little book. I should have got my demonstration ready, a little whiteboard. What you do is you have a map of the United States, and it tells you what your fuel tax rates are for each state, and then you look at your price per gallon that you're going to pay per fuel at the pump. So say like Illinois was 3.05 a gallon, right? Well, the fuel tax credit, I'm just speaking out of my head here, of 34 cents. So if you took that and then you go to Tennessee and you get fuel for 2.76 a gallon, and your I'm trying to find my thing, and your fuel tax credit for Tennessee is 21 cents. Well, if it's 30 cents difference in fuel per gallon versus the fuel tax credit, it turned out it was 10 cents a gallon cheaper to buy the fuel in Tennessee versus Illinois. Now, today we bought fuel in North Carolina versus Tennessee because we've ran a lot of miles in North Carolina, so we need the fuel tax credit to compensate for um, the fuel would have been cheaper in Tennessee versus the fuel in North Carolina by a few pennies, but at the end of the quarter, we would have wound up paying more money in our if the fuel taxes because we burned a lot of miles up in North Carolina and didn't buy fuel in North Carolina, which was a higher fuel tax credit. So that's how we did that. Um, that was kind of fast, quick rundown of that. So, did you guys keep up with all that? so, so you just compare your fuel tax credits to the price per gallon that you buy your fuel in each state. And how do you know how much fuel you have? I have a fuel gauge. Uh, I got a fuel gauge. It tells me how much fuel I got. Um, what's the name of the app? Well, I have different apps. I have a app for Nasdaq because that's how I get my fuel through, and so it shows me my discounted fuel rate with Nasdaq. Um, I have the fuel card, the Pilot fuel card, RTS fuel card, a Titan. I'm sorry, Titan fuel card. That is that saves me 14 cents off the cash price of Pilot Flying J. Um, so the other day on that vlog, 170, I think it was 171. I stopped at the TA in Effingham, took a shower, went across the street to Pilot, got the fuel because it was a penny cheaper per gallon than the TA, which is a rare occurrence. That's why I bought fuel there, and that's why I was going to make that whole video on fueling, but I never got around to it. So yeah, but the easiest thing to remember is the fuel tax credits per state, like North Carolina's high fuel tax credit versus Tennessee. Let me just look at it for you. This is an old. North Carolina is 34.3 cents. Now it's more than that now, I'm sure, because they had a change since I've had this information. And Tennessee is a 21 cents. And the price per fuel, I can tell you what that is real fast if you need me to, per North Carolina, and what I just paid for it in Tennessee. But I chose to get the fuel here in North Carolina because I've ran a lot of miles in North Carolina this quarter, and I haven't bought any fuel in North Carolina. Um, I haven't. I don't have anything lined up after I canceled that Pepsi load. So, um, uh, how many gallons makes 13 miles? Jeez, man, I get 6.2 miles a gallon. So, uh, two gallons there. How is this a quiz? Hello, Cody. So, yeah, thank you, DB, for answering that question. So the fuel here at the Petro um, in North Carolina. I just fueled up. I just got 100 gallons here to help with my fuel tax credits, and she's not cooperating. Hang on a second. Here we go. So it's 288 a gallon for my with my NASDAQ discount here. Um, so if I go back to Tennessee and I go get fuel there, uh, so that was 288 a gallon. You guys remember that? So if I go back to Tennessee and get the fuel there, it's going to be 273. So it was about, what is that? 273, 288. Was that 13 cents difference? 13 cents more per gallon here with the fuel tax credit. What I say that was? It was 34 cents in North Carolina versus the 21 cents in Tennessee. So pretty close to an even wash right there. But it will help me at the end of the quarter. So basically, so if you take the fuel tax credits and the price per pump is even 0 0. So I paid, it's like paying the same price per gallon no matter what state it was. And this will help my fuel tax credits at the end of the quarter when I do my fuel taxes. Um, how many gallons of fuel each of your tanks? Hosanna, I got 150 on this side, 120 on the other side. So I got hold 270 gallons of fuel. Um, having a great day, Mr. Bradley. So, anyways, that pretty much summed up the fuel taxes. You guys get the gist of that, how that works? Because I get a lot of questions on that fuel taxes and whatnot. So, uh, hello, Salty Daisy, my neighbor. We are currently in Durham, North Carolina now, at the Petrol in Mebane, North Carolina. Go ahead with your question there, Cody, about fuel. So I'm good there, Southern Train. That's why I did the live broadcast because I knew I'd run through the fuel thing. We would have questions about how to do the fuel and whatnot. So it's uh, different vendors have different qualities of fuel. Absolutely. That's why I try to buy most of my fuel at TA and Petro. I like them. Love's has a whole lot more biodiesel content, in my opinion. It may not be. I might come from the same place, but I do pretty good with my TA and Petro fuel. Uh, Biodiesel. They've been mixing biodiesel with regular diesel for years. And Cody, that brings us to a whole nother topic. Um, of these carb compliant trucks, man, and the fuel fuel price of diesel fuel used to be 30 to 50 cents per gallon cheaper than gasoline. I think during the Obama era, I'm not going to blame it on Obama, but during that era, they changed the fuel mixture and started doing more. Am I talking too loud, guys? Started doing more. So I took the sulfur out and started doing more refinery and added biodiesel, which jacked the price of diesel up. So now diesel is 20 to 30 cents more per gallon than gasoline is, which just it drove the cost of everything up. I mean, you take an egg, that egg hasn't changed in 200 years, but the price of the eggs keep going up and up and up. Well, the reason for that is because our diesel fuel keeps going up. The cost of these trucks keep going up. They made these carb compliant motors, which added like $10,000 to $15,000 to the cost of the truck. And then they thank you for the audio, perfect there, Raymond. And so then they and then so they so that added $10,000 to $15,000 to the initial cost of the truck, and then the maintenance cost issues are just through the roof. So all this cost gets passed to that egg, that chicken. You know, the chickens stayed the same, the egg has stayed the same, but the cost of operations to get that egg from the hen house to the grocery store cost 5 times what it used to. So that egg has went from 79 cents a dozen to 289 a dozen. And then you got people wanting to make 15 bucks an hour to flip your hamburgers. So all this drives the cost up. Uh, what's the most you had to pay for state and fuel taxes, and what state was it? Holy cow! I think I took a picture one time. I think it was New Mexico a few years ago. Of course, diesel fuel was like $4 and $5 a gallon. I put $999 worth of fuel in that Volvo in I think it's New Mexico. So that was the most expensive fuel bill I ever had at one time. Uh, thank you there, Red Jaguar. I'd like to have me a convertible red Jag. But anyway, so yeah, we got off on a rant with the carb compliant motors and chickens laying eggs, But diesel fuel, diesel fuel is outrageous. The carb compliant trucks are the jacked the price up, and it's just got out of sight, but anyway, so anyway, anybody else have any questions about fuel taxes? That's what this vlog was about. Fuel taxes, and just want to answer some questions. Who knows? I might be in Cincinnati. Scott Black there. Later on, I don't have anything lined up for tomorrow. $4.69 in each Texas in 0708. Yeah, fuel got outside. A lot of people went under. Couldn't swing it. So, how much does it? What depends on the market price or Hazen. I think I put $722 in it one day last week because fuel's right now. Fuel's U.S. gallon price is three something a gallon. You know, um, that's why I recommend some kind of fuel card. You can get the savings. And my NASDAQ card is within 3 or 4 cents of the Landstar discounts. And my Pilot fuel card is only 14 cents off the current cash price. And we'll make a video on that Pilot fuel card one day. Give you guys his contact info because if y'all go sign up for that NASDAQ or not NASDAQ, but Pilot guy, I get a referral bonus. So we'll definitely do that. Uh, so yeah, this is a question. But my cousin went to Wyoming Wild Tech for diesel mechanic, and not one job in this area will hire him because they tell him he's overqualified. That's a shame, isn't it, Cody? Crazy. Um, so yeah. So anyway, so we ran through that fuel tax thing real fast, and hopefully that was easy to because we're not filling any questions, so we're good. You know, you only fill up a TA petrol 007 in the house. I'd say below a certain tank. I'm out on my way back down south to stay legal on my drive. How on that heavy freight are you, Robert? Yeah, how's that? I think I wait, no. 'Cause you tried to call me hot and Hazen. Yeah, you well, I'm trying to remember what country that was. Yeah, I don't want to do the phone calls, man. I don't know about them video call stuff. I'm shy. I'm camera shy. Um, well, I go to Texas quite a bit there, Douglas. You know, they travel in a certain state. Do they expect some fuel tax? Everybody, yes. If the fuel tax agreement at the end of the quarter when you do your taxes, uh, whether you owe or whether they owe you, but if the distributes all the fuel taxes to each state. So yes, each state expects a certain amount of tax from you in each mile of each state you run, and that's part of the IFTA fuel tax agreement, international fuel tax agreement. So yeah, every state you run in, you pay a fuel tax in every state, and that's why you got to choose and be selective where you buy your fuel, because the goal is to be at the end of the quarter of the less. It's kind of like you doing your income tax. You want to be as close to zero as possible. It makes my forehead shiny, doesn't it? You want to be as close to zero as possible. Um, so you just I'm trying to get light on the subject. Uh, Hello, Kansas. So yeah, and that's why you do that is you do the fueling the same way because you want to do zero at the end of the quarter. And I think last time I owed like $40. The quarter before that they owed me $8. I never got the $8, but they take it out of the 40 that I owed them. You know, the next time. So it's weird. You got to pay them their money, but they don't pay you what they owe you. I'm gonna start sending them a nasty letter because they send me a nasty letter saying, "Hey, you owe us money." 389 instead of a W9. Tanner, because MHC Kenworth in my backyard never called me. I called the salesman, and I had been there a couple times, probably 4 or 5 times in a year and a half. So they were probably tired of messing with me because they don't keep a whole lot of W-9s. And I went to them several times, and I went to them about building a glide or roller, and getting me a roller for 105. But I called the salesman, left him a voicemail, telling him what truck I wanted. I wanted an Icon 900 with the Icon stripes and the X15 engine and 18 speed. And he never called me. Still waiting. It is 15 months later, and he still hasn't called me. So that's why I bought the Peterbilt, because I contacted Peterbilt Steve, the MHC dealer, and Volvo. Peterbilt Steve came back first and with the list of inventory and a price on a Volvo, and we did the deal. You know, so Steve was on the ball. Uh, well, good luck with that, Chris. There's too many foreigners out here, and it's not going to happen. Um, wow, yeah, delete their MS, absolutely, bud. Yep, I guarantee you the first hiccup with this thing, it's either going to be gone or the same. Uh, Hasan, I'm 51 years old, bud. Uh, hello, Mark. So yeah, is that a Z? I can't. You're going to have to type English there, a Z. So I can't read. Uh, you know. So anyway, so yeah, boy, that we got that covered fast. Nobody on here wanted to has any more questions about the fuel tax, right? Good deal. So we got a vlog coming out for you guys in the morning. Got one coming out Tuesday morning as well. I used to go camping all the time, Cody, all the time, and sold the camper, sold the RZR, and now I just take cool vacations. I'm trying to get this laptop here uploading the video, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. Well, housing fuel is expensive because uh, they added biodiesel to it, started doing a different refinery process, took out some of the sulfur, just a whole lot more refinery going on, and just drove the cost way up. A cow company run is North Carolina. I never go there. Yep, I'm in North Carolina now. I am a Frontier. I'm at the Mebane, North Carolina Petro. I'm like 25 miles away from where I deliver. I could go to where I deliver, but I decided to stay here. Uh, I was just thinking about the topic yesterday. Thanks for the live stream. Yeah, on the fuel taxes, took a 53. Yeah, Cody, check out Will Smith's motorhome. Top notch there, Cody. Go check it out. That's a 53 foot. It might be a 57 foot, but it's got the double. It elevates up, triple slides. It's just a massive. You know. I don't know. There's so many rumors about that garbage. Who cares, man? Uh, well, yeah, I don't think anything to do with fuel there, DB. More so than it was uh, the changes in our emission systems, changes in our fuel, and you go into biodiesel. I mean, the wars. There you go, Ozzy. English. It didn't have anything to do with it, and so yeah. Azid, I'm sorry I missed those two comments that you left on my vlogs there, buddy. It just when you I got busy, and of course I just went home too. I was home Friday, Saturday, went home Thursday evening, got home and home all day Friday, home all day Saturday, rode the motorcycle. Uh, well, yeah, DB, that's part of the problem. I mean, there's biodiesel. Yeah, that's exactly right, Frontier. You can't get over 10,000 miles now. This one here's doing really good. I got almost 10,000 on it. It ain't burped yet, but yeah, clogs the fuel filters up and everything. I am not Camaro. When is that truck show in Raffine? If I pass through there, I'll stop, but I doubt it. Um, I don't do. I'm not a truck show fan. I got work to do. No, I do not. No, don't go to Chicago. I might go to Chicago when it warms up because there's some good freight up there. Went for like crazy in the Volvo. Did a lot of AutoZone runs in Chicago, delivering AutoZone stores in Chicago. Um, so yeah, I'm not saying I shouldn't say I've done every. When I was with Landstar, I went to Pleasant Prairie and everything quite a bit. You know, so yeah, I ran a lot of Chicago area. You know, but I put my name on the side of the truck, and when I bought this Peterbilt to run east and west to keep it out of the snow. Volvo, I put it, kept it in the snow, made that big money. But the Pete, my whole attitude toward trucking changed in February when I went before I went and bought this truck, and so running north and south in the snow no longer. It's a long, complicated story. If you guys watch the videos, you would know my attitude drastically changed in this. Now, can you guys hear all these tri packs running around me? Mine's running, my neighbor's running. That's why I put the headset on. I'm not a fan of talking with the headset. Uh, you know. Uh, yeah, that's just that Premier sound system. Whatever Pete's the top of the line that Pete runs in, it does have a good sound to it. There's a real good sound to it because those videos that I made with my brother and I was singing that was the truck's radio. Uh, yeah, Kobe, everything would go down. The fuel would go down. A good deal. That's a good deal. So yeah, that's why I put the headset on. Um, I want to drown out all the noise. Um, Hey man, that light is bright. When you sit out in open field, holy cow, it's way too bright. Even in the daylight, it'll blind you. It's a massive light. It will do the job. It's crazy. So we keep this up. Review later. Absolutely, yeah, Will Burke. That's why I titled it like I did and went on and made it and started and so whenever they go back and watch, they can watch the first 5 minutes of it, get the gist of it, and we kept it running to answer questions. Yeah, diesel's crazy in Canada. You know, uh, truck has a bad wheel on your cow trailer, so your trailer has a bad wheel, not your truck, right? Uh, can I see out your windshield, see where you are? Well, let's see if we can flip it around here. There's a guy walking his dog over, but I got the suction cup, but there's nothing to see. Nothing there to look at. So just a big old parking lot, and that's right, Robert. Uh, eat that polish up and run north and south. But the snow's about over. So when the weather breaks, we'll start running back north and go back into money lanes. Right now we got freedom of choice. Uh, so yeah, we're good. That's why we hung our name on the side of the truck. Do what I want, where I want, when I want. So yeah. Uh, anyway, yeah. Well, I think the sun sets that way. We already missed it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been south been quite a bit. Quite a bit. I am not ignoring you in the stream there, Z. Uh, you're not your language is coming out um, not English. I can't read Arabic, whatever it is. Um, big screen technology. It's crazy, isn't it? If you want to start driving, who would you drive with? No experience. I don't know, Jody. A lot of good companies out there to go with. You just got to do your homework. Find out. I made a video on that. You just got to do your homework and go look at my truck driving 101 series and pull it up. You just got to ask. You got to call and check around, and nobody's a good fit for everybody. Uh, on the Google Frontier, I still haven't pulled that up, man. I get so busy and distracted with other things. Uh, I need to do that on the laptop. The laptop will run Google. It's a Windows machine. Um, I have not, Florida boy, not on tailgaters. I have not. Um, and I haven't used it. I don't do a whole lot of night driving, so I haven't used it at night to properly thank a truck driver for flashing me over. That's the thing. I tell you what, uh, Snyder trains well. That's what John says there, Jody. So yeah, I don't know. You just got to do your homework and ask the right questions. You know what their training policy is, um, where to go. Uh, I just tell you, be careful. A lot of these companies they push into this lease purchase program. We got a lot of YouTubers that do that lease purchase, and it's not a good idea. You know, Trans Am treated him well, so yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just gotta do your research and homework, and get your notebook paper, write down all the questions that are important to you, and call them one by one, and take notes. Hello House or Waffle House? What are you talking about, Sean? Driven in snowy weather? Absolutely, man. I've been out here 20 years. I've run so much snow, thrown so much iron. So yeah, I can drive in the snow. I can take that valve up there and keep that thing in the snow, making that big money hauling that. Thank you, Taylor. Hauling that automotive stuff. So you see Swift. Where you see Swift at? I don't see Swift. Um, so yeah. Sorry, I meant to ask what's your favorite chain to eat at? Oh, Waffle House. I have had. I was gonna say I hadn't had Waffle House any of them in a long, long time. But I tell you what, I stopped Friday morning on the motorcycle. I stopped at Waffle House, got the double pork chops, and hash browns scattered, covered, and a couple of fried eggs. That's the first time I had Waffle House in a couple of years. So I mean, because anything's just gotten so expensive these days. I eat most of the truck. It's like when I got here to Petro in Meebane, which has got a really good restaurant. I ate out of the truck. That's exactly right, Frontier. Eat at home's favorite place, and my truck. I got just left the house. I got a refrigerator and freezer stocked full of food. Cabinet back there full of food. Um, Metal grill on the Mac. Yes, it did. Very much so. Since you said iron, I had load 6 pounds with truck chains, 50 bags. Wow. Yep, yep. I got socks now. Man, them things are so light and easy. Throw the socks in there, no problem. Uh, Not much there, Robert. It's going pretty good, man. We're just hanging out in Meebane. Uh, so yeah. You still in here, Z? What's wrong with you, man? See you, Frontier. Have a good one, bud. Uh, yeah, we just popped in to do fuel taxes, but I don't know what's wrong with Z. He's getting emotional here lately. Have you ever been caught being overweight, and what do you normally have to do when they say you're overweight? Well, you pay the ticket there, Edward. Haven't had an overweight ticket in a few years, um, but yes, it does happen. Like I said, I haven't had one. I got gauges, and the socks work great, Cody. I don't know how they're going to do about durability, but they're really light. You just got to carry something to be legal. I don't ever want to use them, but I had to use them in New Hampshire. I made that video when I first bought this truck. I had to use them over there in New Hampshire. New Hampshire. So they did good. They got me up the hill. I don't know how long they'll last, but uh, you know, thank you, whiskey. Yep, but they did fine. There you go, smoke. Guess we're hanging out in Meebane. Gonzalez, I messed up the Appway system. I went to recalibrate it one day. I had it calibrated within 1,000 miles. I went to recalibrate it, and I'm at 485,000. So we're officially a heavy haul. My gross weight is 485,000 pounds. So I've got to redo it. I got to take the sensors apart and redo everything. Have you thought about putting your hood center rib the color of your fenders yet? No, I'm going to leave it alone there, Will. I mean, that takes paint. I'm not doing all that painting, you know. That's just spending needless money for nothing, right? Um, yeah, I just went through Kansas. You don't watch my videos there, do you, Drake? No, I didn't go through Kansas, did I? Went through Kansas a few months back. You know, yeah, it's warm over here too, Taylor. How, the pressure monitoring system is fabulous, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. I don't have to. I can just sit here and do my pre-trip. I can just sit here because I can do my tire. My lights will check themselves. My tire pressure checks themselves. So I just wake up and make the coffee and jump in the driver's seat. And so yeah, we will going to end this right here, guys. I'm going to take that call. So y'all have a good one. I appreciate you watching. And we just did a 30-minute live stream there. We just clocked in to do the fuel taxes and stuff, and we'll do this again next time on